Something caught my eye. And it's that. Hey guys, Randy here, and welcome aboard the Seabee Traveler channel. Alright, we are just leaving the Tumac National Historic Park. That mission, what a beautiful place to go see. I'll make sure to put a link in the description for that one. But yeah, so now we're gonna head. It's in the same town of Tubac. Careful, that's pretty close to a main road here, and more of those bicycles. I'd mentioned before that they're single-speed bikes, and they have a 30-mile contest or event today. But anyways, we're gonna be heading to the Tubac Presidio State Historic Park. It's a park that they're preserving the ruins of the oldest Spanish Presidio site in Arizona. It's only about 3.5 miles, less than 10 minutes to get there. And there's also a couple of older buildings on the site as well that we're going to check out, and there's also a museum. So it's going to be a fun trip.
Got my boots on the gas, a map in my hand. Seabee Traveler's ready, we're gonna see this great land. Through ghost town echoes and highways wide, with the world in my rear view and you by my side. Rolling with the traveler, free as the breeze, chasing those sunsets through the rustling trees. From starlit skies to campfires aglow, life's an open highway where we're bound to go. Oh, the canyon winds whisper and the mountains call. Through valleys and deserts, we've seen it all. Every mile's a story, every turn's a surprise. Epic views ahead under these endless skies. Rolling with the traveler, free as the breeze, chasing those sunsets through the rustling trees. From starlit skies to campfires aglow, life's an open highway where we're bound to go. We'll stay in a place where the camping is free. Wake to the dawn, hear the freedom ring. With every star that lights our way, the road keeps calling, it's where we'll stay.
Well, somewhere up here is our turn. I just missed it. I was looking for that sign a little bit farther back or farther ahead, but I'm gonna get turned around here real quick. This is a nice little place in here. And I can't get out that way, so I'll just use this circle. La Entrada de Tubac. Yeah, Tubac's, it's kind of, I'm kind of thinking it's like the Sedona of the desert. It's a pretty artsy town now. And that's kind of how it survived throughout the years. Once its heyday was done, it kind of evolved into a place where artists come down and kind of sell their products. Plaza Road, yep. All right, this is where we want to go. Tubac Presidio State Historic Park. Boy, what a picture perfect day. It's actually a little bit warm in the sun. Look at that. Look how busy that little main street was. Looked like they had some bikes on the back of their truck. So if you want to get a bike ride in, then come down and do a little bit of shopping. This looks like a pretty happening place down here. And you don't have the crowds, the big crowds you might find in Sedona. There's lots of like galleries and little shops to buy art. They kind of have that Santa Fe style architecture down here. Lots of people out for a stroll too. Walking their doggos. Oh, look at, there's an old car. Look at this old turquoise car right here. Another spot for jewelry. Got lawn furniture, or lawn ornaments over here. Cool. What a nice, I didn't expect to see that, but Empire Studio over here. Well, and the park is just straight ahead of us. And from what I can see, it doesn't look like there's a lot of people there. Here's the sign. I guess I'll go straight ahead. There's parking over to the right, so they must get pretty busy. Yeah, they must get pretty busy. They have that overflow parking. Not today. Look at this. And it's a little bit later in the day. Just after noon, I believe. Let me find a spot to park. Looks like a good one here. And yeah, let's go check this out. I see a storyboard just over here on the left. This is going to be pretty cool. I saw these little storyboards. San Manuel Ortega, Royal Presidio San Rafael de Tubac. Spain declared war on England in 1779 and fought with the United States against the British. Spain also provided the American patriots with military supplies, including arms and uniforms. 12 known burials beneath St. Anne's Church. (1815), a lot of them around 1815, 1820. All right, this is going to be cool. This is real Arizona history. Don't hear too much about, but we're going to go check it out. Let's see here. Walk the stairway to the past underground archaeological excavation. Like an 1850s ambulance. There's an old school. It's like the second oldest school in Arizona, I think it is. The Tubac Presidio. That's like the oldest Spanish Presidio in Arizona. All right, let's go take a quick look at this. Oh, I see a historical marker here. Let's go see what it says. Garrisoned by Spanish in 1752. First town established in Arizona by Europeans. Here on March 3rd, 1859, the Weekly Arizonan was published, Arizona's first newspaper. Historical marker erected by Arizona newspapers in 1959. Wow. Welcome to Arizona's first state park. So this is a lot of history. State park. First state park. Before we go in, I was noticing these. It's like a big old volcanic rock carved. That's pretty cool. You can kind of see a stairway that takes you down to the ruins. Cool. This is going to be fun. Got some stuff, looks like for purchase, books. So look at this. Jewelry, necklaces. But what I wanted to show you was this. Tubac Presidio. So this is what it looked like. Well, here's the double gate on this side, it looks like. It's Adobe Fortress. Cool. Apache pine pitch basket. Look at that.
Well done,
Storage basket with human effigies. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you can see them weaved into it. A quill and some ink. Sonoran Desert is alive. All the different types of plants and weeds. The Tubac, Arizona, and events leading to the establishment of Tubac as Arizona's first state park. So, 1956. In 1956, the research started. Presidio ruins purchased by Olga K. Griffin in 57.
Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Wow. Note above from newspaper files. The Yanza expedition. Yuma Crossing, Casa Grande Mission. Oh, Mission Javier del Bac, that's up by Tucson. The mission to Tumacacori, San Ignacio. Let's go out this way. All right, so this is a self-guided tour. They give you, I'll put it in the shade so you can see it, but they give you kind of a little pamphlet for the guided tour. And they give it to you and then just bring it back when you're done with the tour. the Santa Cruz River Valley, so they followed that. Here we are, El Presidio Real. And there's the Tamaka Quarry. I hope I'm saying that right. Feels like I should be saying it right, but look at this thing. That's some solid. Alright, so the walking tour is this way. Oh, it's nice and perfect weather. Looks like we have, let's see. So I guess that was number 1. This is number 2. Drawing connections. A little mural on the concrete pad there. Ooh, what's this? The Tubac schools in 1789. Toribio Ortega received the first land grant in this area in exchange for teaching school at his ranch. So this school, one of the earliest in Arizona, it was in use until 1965 and is now part of the Tubac Presidio State Park. Ooh, this is going to be cool. 1885 Schoolhouse. Wow, so imagine coming in here. So I need to look at something again. It was used until 1965. So maybe some of you guys built an 1885 National Register of Historic Places. Yeah, I just wanted to look at the date that it was used until. Some of you guys may have gone to school here or has family that did, because I get a lot of comments like that. I was like, hey, my grandma used to teach there. All right, so let's see. Please close doors behind you. Air conditioning at work. Let's take a look inside here. Look at those old handles. (1872) Instructions to teachers. They had to fill lamps, clean chimneys, trim wicks. Women teachers who marry or engage in others' unseemly conduct will be dismissed. Every teacher who smokes, uses liquor in any form, requests pool public, or gets shaved in a barber shop will give reasons to suspect his worth and intentions. Look, there's your heat. I really like this old, wainscot and boarding along the wall to keep the kids from banging the walls up. Students, November 1893, telling lies. 7 lashes. Telling tales of school, out of school. 8, wow. Misbehaving to girls got you 10. Drinking spirituous liquors at school. 8 lashes. What's the worst one? 10. Playing cards at school got you 10 lashes. But fighting only got you 5. Continued. Oh, here's some more. Making swings and swinging on them, 7 lashes. Wow, they're pretty strict here. Coming to school with dirty faces and hands got you 2 lashes. What the heck? There's a couple maps. Passage of land to California. Frederick P. King map collection. There's one Arizona was still in Spanish hands, it looks like. All right, let's head out. Territory of Arizona in 1903. Looks like some old cards. Forget-me-not, Longfellow. I love some graffiti in there. It's pretty neat. Looks like maybe something went there. All right, let's, that was cool. Let's head out to number 4. Where is the Presidio? Founded in 1752, the Presidio de San Ignacio de Tubac was first permanent European settlement in what is now Arizona. So as a military economic center, ruins remain underground with large stones making the fort's original outline. So these stones mark that's the original outline of probably barracks, storage, all that kind of stuff. History is being made. So they're still, got some irrigation. Looks like they're still doing a little bit of work. Please excuse our appearance while we install a new exhibit. La Plaza. It's a traditional layout, military building surrounded by Central Plaza with the chapel at the head. 1775. All roads lead to Tubac. Boy, there's a 1776 map. I think this is this. Oh, look. Number 5. So number 5 is adobe ruin. So you can see part of the adobe ruins right over there. It's kind of hard to see. As you approach the pink walls, take a look to your left. You can spot the adobe walls. So there's some adobe walls, original. Six, stairway to the past. The path leads down there too into that building. We'll go do that. Then it walks you around, looks like, over there. All right, let's go take a walk down there. (1959), surrounded by a small but passionate community. So 59, they became a state park. 1759, 7 years after its founding, the Presidio was steadily growing in influence. Ooh, it's nice and cool down here. What do we have here? The study of different layers in an archaeological excavation. Say rock, sand, charcoal and ash, clay, caliche. Wow, look at this. It's a guardhouse, historic wrought link. Ceramic shards from historic planeware vessels from the barracks. There's kitchen, fragments of plates. So this is a little model of what it looked like. Kind of. Look at that hinge in the back. Cool. Wow, look at that. Interior wall. Exploration trench excavated began with cross-trenching and careful stripping. Wow. And this is the foundation, stoned. 1766, portions revealed our projected through excavation. So that's what it looked like. 19th century foundation. So that's like 1800 when they were adding to it, I guess. There's some of the tools that they would use to search and sift. Big old thick adobe walls. And they said if you look careful, they put like You might find some bones or stuff that were I don't see any. So the Presidio floor level was there. Oh look, there's some old wood, charcoal. So as they were digging down, they just kept finding different stuff as they were. Oh, there's one. See, there's an old bone stuck in that wall. It's hard to see, but it's a little white stripe going to the horizontal. (1752 to 1854) Mexican periods. Oh, look at that old fork or something there. American period, there's no belt buckle. Some glass bottles, like a ladle, a big spoon there. This is an arrowhead. How could such sharp points be created without modern tools? That's kind of cool. You can the unique mark is this unique mark is man-made. What might have been its purpose? Sometimes if a vessel was cracked slightly, it could be repaired by drilling a hole on either side and binding it back together. Okay, I did not know that. Well, that's cool. It's pretty echoey in there. Tell you what, it is super nice down there. It's cool. It's about 20 degrees cooler inside there. Number 6. Native American people, especially the Audom, had populated this area many hundreds of years before the Spanish arrived. All right, let's go take a look down here. Pretty cool little garden areas. Oh, I just saw that. There's a sculpture, a roadrunner. What is this? Please only push so you can push that in clockwise direction. So that pulled. So these flat stones were used for crushing ore when they're mining silver. Try and push this. So it was done by horse or by man. That is some work, man. Imagine crushing your ore like that. That is a lot of work. So there's a museum, the Presidio Museum. Let's take a look at some stuff here. Making wood. Oh, so there you go. That's how they made wood planks. Vertical saw there. Cutting wood. these Ocotillo sticks. Looks like they had a well with, well, that's a fire pit probably. All right, let's go check out the museum. And this museum was supposedly founded 1960, just a year after it was declared a state park. Like a whisk. Look at these old whisk. Look at that. Cooking for the family. Some sort of mirror. Water only in the museum. Thank you for helping keep history safe. Wow, it's quiet. Wow, that grinding stuff. The picture back there with those holes in the rock, and that rock, I've seen some of that before. Some more awls. Look at those earrings. Wow. Making some baskets in that picture. This bundle of devil's claw. So there's the beginning of a basket. Army officer's gauntlet with native beadwork. Number 1. Oh, look at that. Mexican rawhide braided quirt. Look at that painting. How nice is that? There's a lady's feathered hat in the 20th century. There's an old bowler hat. You got a horse bridle, 1900. Traditional Spanish or smoothbore gun. That's this one here. Wow. Granite stone cross in the 1800s. That's a lot of work getting that out like that. McClellan saddle. It's an Army saddle, U.S. Army saddle. New Spain, starting 1492. So you can kind of see the areas, 1570s, 1680s. And there's the Tubac. Right there's about the Tubac. That's where we're at. Apaches. This graph shows Apache activities. Something caught my eye. And it's that. So as soon as you see that, you get a negative image in your head, but they were way, way before Germany or the Nazis started using it. I'm trying to find, I don't see a story behind that one, but those symbols were around for a long time. There's a picture of a whole bunch of different designs. There's Geronimo and his band of Apaches. There's another, it looks like a willow fibers and covered in pinon pine pitch. .1836 musket. Look at that spear. That's a lance, an Apache lance. Look at those moccasins there. How cool is that? Mesquite War Club, a rawhide shield, Spanish soldier uniform right here. Wow. The scarlet and blue coat was worn by Presidio soldiers after 1767 to 1775 when the colors were reversed. So they wore cuera after, or body armor, 7 layers of bleached deer skin and designed to stop arrows. Wow. That old box, little lock boxes. Dagger with lance point, lance blade inscribed. That's that one, Presidio. This is super cool. Different types of spurs. Wow, this is a big museum. Look at that. Swords, machete. Couldn't imagine. Pima Indian Company soldier after 1783 wears a Presidio soldier's coat, cotton breeches, rawhide sandals. Man, probably warm in the summer. Leather cartridge box. Light musket. Bronze cannon. It's a cool picture of that. The Presidio. Those are like tin paintings. They're on tin. Look at that old carving. Wow, that is old stuff. 1775, the chalice. Amazing. Saluting mortars. Oh, look at this. The pelican and her piety. Wow. A cope is a litter vestment worn as a symbol of authority by bishops, priests, and deacons. Wow, look at that. Can't see the back. I guess they're letting us see it. There's a mirror right there. Wow, look how ornamental that is. Hi. There's a genealogy, family tree of sorts. Keepers of the Fire, 1775 to 1986. Las Familias Sosa y Sosa de Arizona. Yeah, cross carved into that stone. Saint Raphael. Strike lights were used to start, so those were they used to start fires. There's a tobacco canteen. Cotton wick in a capped brass tube, forerunners of today's cigarette lighter. Oh, look at that. Oh. Some more moccasins. Where's a copper coin? Is a double Liberty cap 1/4 real. It was minted 1833. Look at these. Probably wool or something. There's a woman's fiesta dress made of silk with sequin, embroidered design, and lace. Wow. This is a really big museum. Box for hats. Charles Poston, often referred to as the father of Arizona. Top hat and box, so that hat fit in that box. 1800s. Beaver fur. Stereo. Street of China. Native boats, Yokohama, Japan. Oh, look at these. Victorian ladies' boot. Tubac looking west along Presidio Drive. Look at that. Look at that old iron back there too. Oh, wow. What does this say? Seal of the Territory of Arizona, 1863. Boy, look at all these tiny arrowheads. Bird points, they call them bird points. Ossuary, depository for human remains, or tabernacle box. See. Wow, that's cool. There's some mining stuff. It's carved out of stone. Is that what that is? An old scale, some gold in those rocks, those quartz. Mine, drill bit and fuse, lanterns, carbide lamps. Yeah, mining back then, man, what is that? Mining back then would be so rough. There is no way I could do that. There's another old iron of some sort. The widow Sarah Black was the first school teacher at the new Tubac Schoolhouse. Oh, there she is. There's a picture of her. Wow, she looked mean. She'd be willing to give you those lashes that we saw. I dropped my guide. Kind of hard to see in here with these cutouts. Luis and Josefa. Civil War comes to Tubac. Some sort of lance. Benicia arsenal lance. Plenty of reading matter. Uniforms back then. Oh, look at this, 1859 bridle bit. That's buried in the ground for a little while. Look at that US. Still pretty sharp. Brass shoulder scales. 44 caliber bullet. This found in the park's picnic area. Sharp's carbine, 52 caliber, popular weapon before and during the war in Arizona. Confederates in Arizona, as usual in war, were younger, enthusiastic men. Rancheros. Cowbell with leather neck strap. Look at that hat. Sombrero. Boy, that thing was rough. That thing looked rugged. Sturdy. Some lids, different utensils, and a lot of branding. SO, Mexican period. Look at that. Marked Defender. So that brand, that's the SL brand. What's this? Jewish prayer shawl. The white and blue striped talit is a religious garment worn by practicing Jews to set them apart, to remind them of God's commandments. What is that? The Spanish stirrups. Their unique design reflects an African influence on Spanish thought and style. Look at that. That's their stirrups. Make some school kids. Oh, Tubac's unseen residents, women and children. Look at that old chair. Pretty cool quilting. We have a small band sampler. Has been worked mainly cross stitch and satin stitch. Wow. It's got like beads in it or something there, it looks like. Spanish women's clothing was considerably lighter than worn by the men. It's pretty short. Whoever wore that had to be pretty short. I saw that the legal system in the Spanish colonial day gave women rights that European counterparts could only dream of. (1766) diorama and map. Diorama and map. Diorama. Getting late in the day. Road to Sandbox, so that's on the way. So here we are right there. And then this was the road to that Xavier del Bac mission up by Tucson. Wow. You can see all the fields, orchards, farm. I'm really, really impressed with this museum. I didn't think it was going to be this big. Really colorful paintings. Look at this. Oh, here's a printing press or something in here. We got printing. Your brother was slain. Su hermano fue asesinado. This photo is a daguerreotype of John Wrightson, an early form. The Wrightson family, looks like. But look at this old stove, a paper cutter, a lithe trough, letting them dry out. Oh, look at that. If you want, they have a video going over here kind of showing you how they did things. Look how small that letter type is there. Wow.
Lever, and this forces the paper.
It's hard to see.
Roll the bed back.
Arizona's first newspaper was printed on this press in Tubac, 1859. There's Arizona history right there. Look at that.
Take a look.
Amazing.
Check it that everything was heated properly. And then you go ahead after we're done, just lay it on the paper bench for it to dry.
Printing the Arizona Weekly. Wow.
It came to Tubac in March.
Women and the telephone. It's an old operator station. Wow. All right. Here's some uniforms. Oh, look at this. This is cool. Troop K, 10th Cavalry. And an Apache. There's moccasins on down there. Company A, Native California Cavalry. Yeah. Wool clothing. Oh, here's a cool picture. Getting some practice in. What do we have here? Company K, 1st U.S. Dragoons. The 1st U.S. Dragoon soldiers. Look at that. That's a dress uniform. M18 Cavalry Musketoon, Sharps Carbine, and one all the way to the right is Experimental Rifle Carbine.
He doesn't understand that. No one can explain this.
All right, so you can get a selfie here, it looks like. Put on some stuff. Hats, shields. All right, let's keep on going. Ooh, that's bright. Can hardly read that one. Circle the wagons. Spanish Garden. So they have these above ground gardens. Looks like they're doing pretty well. Look at that. Look at those pretty flowers. That kind of reminds me. I'm still thinking there's going to be a pretty good spring bloom this year. A lot of the brittle brush is already gone. It's been kind of warm this winter, so they're already doing pretty good. Perennial plants, old world, new world perennial plants. Number 11, Otero Hall. This was built in 1914. It was originally built for like weddings and dances, community events, that kind of thing. I think later on it was converted. Like a teacher's apartment was in here, something like that. Wow. Look at that. I think I saw this might be an ambulance? Was that what I saw? No? Do and don't. The blanket, the beautiful old wool blanket was given to The Friends of the Tubac Presidio. Look how tall those wheels are. Those are probably 5 feet tall. Those back wheels. The vehicle. That was a mail ambulance, a Jackson mail ambulance. The vehicle you see was actually built in 1800s. It has been restored and modified to replicate the ambulance that, so how cool is that? Look how long that tongue was for the jackass male. So that's kind of to scale. I'm about as tall as that mannequin. I saw something else that was really cool. These. Let me see if it. I was looking for something with these old chairs. See if this explains a little bit. Visual thinking. No, I'm not sure. I thought maybe that explained what these chairs were. Ooh, it's a little warm in here. McClellan saddle. It's like rawhide. You can see the difference in stirrups between the U.S. and the Spanish. There's a bunch of these old chairs, so I thought maybe they were carved or something. The porter saddle. Oh, I can see, look at this old, behind this painting is an old trim. There's probably, there was a window there at one time. There's another McClellan saddle. That one has a little bit of leather on it. But I noticed that these have this split in the middle. The War Department's third variant was the lightest saddle yet and was the first to have horsehair girth. Troops chasing Geronimo throughout the Santa Cruz Valley in 1886 used this saddle. There's a little bit, a tiny bit of padding in there, not much. There's another window was there. Spanish vaquero saddle. The mother of the modern cowboy saddle. The saddle is a skeleton rigged. The leather straps are on the rawhide covered wooden tree. But look at those stirrups. Look at that. Well, they just kind of had this leather draped over. What is this? History and mystery. Look at that old thing. Wow. That old key in the lock. Got some old luggage back here, ready for the road. So they had windows, 2 windows on each side. Oh, this must have been like the apartment part they were talking about. I think they said it was a kindergarten through 3rd grade school, and then there was a teacher's apartment. These are just the restrooms. All right, let's get out of here.
I'd just see him shoot his shoulder brother.
Well, it says to go here, to follow the trail to the left, and you get the, oh, here it is. This old house. This is the, it's the only surviving Mexican row house in Tubac. Mount Wrightson, so that's what I knew I saw Wrightson somewhere. When I saw those names, it rang a bell. But now, so I guess they named that mountain after the Wrightson family that lived here. And there it is right there. Way off in the distance, hard to see. I've been up there. There's like a park where you can go up for day use, a lot of relaxing picnic areas, get up out of the heat in the summer. So this was their house. So it was built in the 1890s. Of course, it's been restored. Looks like we can go in there. Take a look at, oh, we can maybe go in there and come out there. All right, let's go take a look. Well, this is interesting. It's actually really nice for as old as it is. Let's see. Oh, look at this old picture here. And it was part of, I think they called it Mexican Row. Here's some signs. The Rojas house is a contributing property to the Tubac Historic District. It looks like they have an arrow. Must be this house. Luisa Rojas was born in 1894 in here. The home is furnished with 1950s and 1960 furnishings and represents contemporary. Look at that. That's pretty interesting. The roof too. Here's some information for us. She was born in 1893 in Tubac. Yeah, there she is. She was born in this house. All right, let's look at that. Yeah, it's adobe, plaster over adobe. With thick walls. Let's go take a look at the other side. I thought maybe you walked all the way through, but they just have those little balcony areas. So we'll see. Looks like it might be the kitchen area. Yeah, it definitely has that 50s and 60s feel. There she is. Looks like she's cooking some tortillas on an old stove like that, old wood stove. What does this say? She's the old-fashioned way of tortilla making. The shade looks like the shades were Ocotillo sticks strung together. Yeah, everything in here has that 50s and 60s feel. Just long house. Look at that, a washer and dryer, or washer there. Little fridge. All right, let's go see what else we can find. So over here is like the adobe ruins they're talking about. Like this is the old adobe ruins, the house. Look at that. Like part of a wagon axle or something. Yeah, I can't walk back there. I wanted to see what's on the other side. Maybe we can see it from as we walk around. There's some more of these raised gardens. Keeps the rabbits away from them, probably, huh? Yeah, you can't see too much around the back. All right, I think all we have left is kind of walk through the cactus garden. I see some chairs I might take advantage of real quick. Here's some of these fuzzy cactus. I saw some of those at the Boyce Thompson Arboretum. Yeah, if you want to sit down in some shade, take advantage. I think I just might do that. Well, that was comfortable. Yeah, so while we're going to go to the cactus garden. Little botanical. Here we go. Looks like they have some picnic areas over here for some day use, grills. It is a state park, so I wonder. Layered history. So you can see the day use areas down there. I wonder if you have to reserve those if you want to use them or just come in. Creosote. Look at this old wagon. Hi. See this old wagon here, covered with Ocotillo. Look at this old jug. It's supported by steel, braced with steel rings. There's another cart. This one looks way older. The big old wheels. That's pretty cool. I like that. Well, I think that is it. The exit through building. All right, let's head back. So this is a nice, the museum down there is really huge. That's a big museum. Got to see a couple old schoolhouses. The oldest Mexican row, or the only Mexican row house left here. I think we're just gonna head out now. All right, well, that's going to do it from the Tubac Presidio, this state park and museum. Wow, this was fun. What a great day today. All right, well, I got to sign off, and just remember, never say goodbye, always see you later.